What if we could go anywhere we want in the whole galaxy? A real adventure, no more pretend.
Before we start today's video, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below. Use code Ahsoka in all caps to get $7 off your order. May the Force be with you, and enjoy the vid.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to my Star Wars Skeleton Crew Episode 1 review / breakdown video. We of course are going to go ahead, hop right on into it, discuss a number of the different references, things that you might have missed throughout the first episode, as well as a plethora of different Easter eggs throughout the first episode. Rest assured, I will have a second video here on the channel shortly about the second episode, so stay on the lookout for that by grabbing that subscribe button if you haven't already. We of course are going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys with everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel almost daily. There is a lot of Star Wars news and stuff going around. It can be a lot to keep track of. It's exactly why we are here. Not just to keep you guys updated with everything, but also break it down for you guys and get a better understanding. As always, I really appreciate all of the support. Okay, so of course I think it should go without saying that yes, there are spoilers ahead. My non-spoiler review / breakdown is that this show, whatever you're expecting, it's so much more than that. If you're going into this with a low kind of mindset and thinking it's not going to be the greatest, brace, because it is pretty good. I've really gone in and really enjoying these first 2 episodes here thus far. And when you go into it with that mindset, with no expectations and kind of just no pre-visual, essentially, you're going to enjoy it and you're going to like it. It's a fun show is what it is at the end of the day, and it may add up to be something so much more based off of some of those different reveals that we also especially saw in the second episode, but as I had mentioned, we'll discuss that in a later video. Taking it back to a couple of years ago, 5 years at this point in 2020, when all of these initial shows were announced years ago, there were 2 that got us most excited, as Rogue One is one of our favorite Star Wars movies and/or instantly stood out, and since it had become a beloved piece of the franchise. The other show that had kind of picked a bit of interest upon the fan base is Skeleton Crew, and as we were deep in the depths of wanting something new for a galaxy far, far away, this may just be it. Burnt out of the Skywalker family and the saga and the story of that, the premise sounded exceptionally fresh and unique, and we patiently have waited years at this point until its premiere has finally dropped on Disney Plus just a few days ago. And in the sense of The Mandalorian, or maybe even as Andor, but I think Mandalorian mostly sticks out to this, is going into something that you're familiar with, but yet it's all new characters, but yet still a very familiar feeling galaxy, as this is set in the post-Return of the Jedi era, with the Mandoverse and with The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. I had often kind of praised here on the channel that the Acolyte would be doing the same thing. It's something completely fresh characters, a fresh story, and in a completely different era. But as we kind of already know, that kind of fell through, and it isn't the most loved show. It isn't the greatest show on Disney Plus from a galaxy far, far away. Doesn't necessarily mean it's terrible, but that is for a different discussion. That is a different show. Skeleton Crew does that, but it is still set within a familiar part of the eras and the franchise of that post-Return of the Jedi era. Despite all that, the idea of having something that's fresh thus far is just super exciting, and not just that, but also kind of in a way of quote-unquote saving the fan base and saving the franchise as well when it comes to that, especially after the flop of The Acolyte. A lot of fans are very skeptical at this point, for the last 6 months at this point, of if the Skeleton Crew was going to be any good. Skeleton Crew isn't a perfect show as of yet, so there's only 2 episodes out, but it makes up for its few shortcomings with charm, a mystery, and delightful main characters. I love the main characters, the main cast. The kids are absolutely phenomenal, and the thing that I keep saying this in our videos here on the channel, that they're kid actors and they're crazy. They're honestly super good. What this opening episode especially did was play so well into the realms of nostalgia, but in a brand new way. It's not just giving us Luke Skywalker or a cameo in the sense, but just the way the vibe kind of came on. It felt very nostalgic, is something that a lot of fans have also said. This wasn't the normal kind of nostalgia that we're used to with the cameos or returning to Tatooine for the millionth time, but in the sense of an adventure, really, and what the core story is about, at least thus far, and into the sense of it's nostalgic not just for old Star Star Wars like the original trilogy, but nostalgic in the sense of other movies that were coming out in the 80s as well. It was the nostalgia of being a kid again. Wim has action figures that he forms grand stories in his mind with, and it instantly brings me back to being a wee lad playing with my action figures and playing with Legos. While waiting for the bus, he plays Jedi with his best friend Neil. Fern and KB ride their bike around through the neighborhood. Wim stays up late to, on school nights to read stories under the covers and daydreams in schools. These are all things that resonate with us adults at this point, and particularly many of the adults who had grew up with the Amblin era stories with this series is working to really evoke at, is this kind of Amblin era at that point. It's not something I necessarily personally grew up with, but I get that gist to it and the idea to it, and still feel a bit of that nostalgia. We also have jokingly posted around on our socials that it was experiencing a childlike wonder while watching the show, but the sensation was no joke. Skeleton Crew has really made us feel like a kid again, and that in itself leaves it at a 10 out of 10 on its own. We've always wanted to have more fun with Star Wars and with the franchise that was, all wars in the title. It kind of levitatively can often be far between in the realms of live action shows and animation. Animation has no issue with this, but if you want to put onto the delightful bluey of Star Wars, Young Jedi Adventures is thus there as well. Anyway, live action Star Wars doesn't always hit that fun side that you're always looking for, especially when it comes to shows like maybe The Acolyte or Andor. Then some people will even argue that they play it too serious. Skeleton Crew is a fresh taste to all of it, especially with its first episode. As I had also mentioned in our initial reaction video here on the channel, they set everything up perfectly, let alone in the first episode, but these first 2 episodes as well. I feel like everything's been really not pre-established, but established here in these first 2 episodes. The story, the motives, the point, the plot, the reasoning behind all of it, and you feel like you're really truly on a fun Star Wars adventure, and it's something that has been long overdue, so we cannot wait to see where the rest of this show goes. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an unofficial Star Wars. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Different theories as well. I'm all ears. Let's discuss. I love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Also, leave a like on the video, as it really does help out the channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure you also check out our merch shop. Use our codes Ahsoka in all caps to get some cash off of your orders. I also have some Amazon affiliate links in the description down below, so if you're looking to buy something from Amazon, whether it's a gift or something for yourself, check out our available links in the description down below. It helps out the channel at no additional cost of yourself and really means a lot. I'll continue to keep those links updated, so they're always changing. So make sure you check them out for what new products we may have available. With whatever way you decide to support the channel, whether it's simply watching today's video or even purchasing a product, it means the absolute world to me. So thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.